What is up, guys? We are going to start the first trial for Bridge to the Turnabout. Let's get into this. This is the third set that I've recorded for Case 5, and they've all been done in this one day. Because, if I haven't made it clear enough already, these Phoenix Wright games are a little bit hard to put down. So, I gotta see what's gonna happen. Oh my, Mr. Lloris feels that way about me? Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing. Really? Were I not, in any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident? Mark my words, I will drag it out him. I will drag it out him! Okay, Terry Falls. Skipping words. Does that mean Mr. Lloris is the witness today? No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand. Sister Bikini. No, that was her. She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. What if she was there trying to pull the Shichishito out? What if she found her and... or something else out? Who knows? I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunham, was correct? I mean, she got 5 Cyclops. So does Larry. Very well, then. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this, if your true identity is revealed? Don't worry. I've taken the necessary steps. You have? Yes. Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I'm a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people and to believe until the bitter end. That's what a friend of mine told me once. Mr. Edgeworth. You may pass judgment on me from the defendant's chair. You are the one to decide whether or not I am able to do the task I have been entrusted. Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands. Who is the prosecutor? Is it Winston Payne? The only other one's Franziska, and she's not here. Or Manfred, and he's dead. Or in jail. Or Edgeworth. I wish he would do both. Court is now in session, and yeah, it's this fucking guy again, the hoser. For the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Maybe it'll be Gumshoe. Just let him do it. Indeed. Anybody can do it. We can fool this guy. I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. Do I win? Is the case over? Is the trial over? It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I did it! Alright, sweet. That's a pretty, another bold move on their, another bold choice of them. To make the final case actually end in like an hour and be super anticlimactic. But, it's artsy. It's avant-garde. I got it. I see. Cool, I win. Aw, shit! God damn it! Not only is it not over, but it is. Franziska von Karma. Are you kidding me? I legitimately just assumed it would be Winston Payne. I do like also, I noticed it before, but I didn't mention it. The bottom screen, how it's Edgeworth. That's cool. But yeah, shit, I didn't think she'd show up. That's pretty cool, though. And you are? Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy. Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. It's so cool to see Edgeworth and Franziska against each other, considering their whole relationship. Legends are a thing of the past. I'm a von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purposes of prosecuting this case. You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before. Or am I just imagining things? Why didn't you just tell him your name was Phoenix Wright? He would have believed you. No, that's... prosecutor? Pfft. It's ridiculous. I would never. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say? There is no such weakling as this man among those at the prosecutor's office. Oh, shit. There isn't? But I'm sure, once before, in this courtroom. I told you, there is no such weakling. Canadians are known for their bad memory. Now shut up and do the thing. Remove that whip. Oh, he's actually going to try and be a real judge. Trying to really remove the whip. I have no objection to the whip. when you actually talk about it like that, it just makes it so much more absurd. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. Whoa! He doesn't know about Godot. He doesn't know him. But he did know him as Diego Armando, but did he have the 17 cup thing then? And what are the odds that he would say that about a prosecutor? Was that just did he just get lucky? Is that a coincidence that he said that? There is still only one truth, that is what I stand here to prove today. This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers. If it had been, I will not let this chance slip through my fingers, but because you said allow, it should have said to slip through my fingers. I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add the things I'm not sure about, people acting bizarrely in my court. Get used to it, man. The stage is set, now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor. Very well, Miss Von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible. The murder victim is the famed picture book author Miss Elise Dunham. Like, I'm looking for a hidden meaning in her name, but I don't know. Her body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue. Objection! It's not a sword. Shichishito. The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, is correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene. There is no mistake, this was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime. Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. So it begins. This is so weird. I'm playing defense attorney as Edgeworth. My first and my last trial as a defense attorney. Dude. Ah! She's real tiny. You're gonna have to pull a Cody Hackins and give him something to stand on. Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. Whoa. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. There. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for witnesses with bad backs. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please. Nice. Once again, your name and occupation, please. Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it, Bikini. Nice to meet everyone. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. I wish we could get in that other girl from 5 years ago and get her in one, though. Then when he sees Iris, he'll freak out all over it again. The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their heart should leave the sanctuary at once. You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer. Uh-huh. Wahaha! Alright, Mandark. Wahaha! Ha 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 ha! Anyway. In any case. Witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about... oh my god! He actually said it! Although Canadians don't even say a boot, they say a boat. Every time I've ever heard a Canadian person say about, it's always a boat. Like A-B-O-A-T. It's usually not a boot. But, tell us a boot! Your own movements that night, eh? Should I give him like a weird accent? Instead of just the other judge voice? That night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath in the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. I was after I had finished just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it. You saw it. So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple. Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. I cannot believe they made it say a boot. Anyway. I want to do the last one first, because that was a pretty big one. And I want to know if we're gonna actually get everything out of Larry here, or if it's gonna wait till the next investigation when we can formally break the Cyclops. Yeah, this one. I saw it. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard. That's right. In other words, it was pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case. That certainly seems to be true. There is indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are. Is it on the statement that I pressed, and I should present something? Or is it on a different statement? I guess it probably is on a different one, but either way, I guess I should look them all through to see. What is this in a temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right? We'll be ones asking you the questions, madam. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without an unsupervising. Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies. A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple, where the murder took place? Violently. That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. Ha-ha-ha! Ha-ha-ha-ha! On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right. Raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, I was going to finally finish me off. Shit. You left Iris to help with what? What do you think? Acolytes training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with the disciple? Well, the job is simply to watch over the acolytes so that they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the Inner Temple, correct? Yes. She's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. Lies! Does she have a testimony about that, specifically, that she's made? She has a testimony, I know that, but is that what it says? Okay, cool, here. Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their powers of observation and memory, after all. Well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights-out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the Inner Temple at all. And there'd really be no reason to lie about that, because, I mean, the murder took place back at the main temple, so it's like, that just puts her closer to the crime at all times. There'd be no reason to lie about it. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. It doesn't cover her back in any way, though. But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the Inner Temple would make for a much better alibi. That's what I said. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Yeah, he's gonna fall for her all over again. All people lie, that is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means, we must call your memory into question. Dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Oh, well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect. It's crystal clear, especially in winter. Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. And please add your comments about... Again? Why did they even do this? We need some more characters of more different nationalities so that I can do more voices. Give me like an Irish person or an Australian person. Not much I can do with Canadian, it's just awkward and weird. I could give people whatever voice I want, but it'd be cooler if it really fit. The only thing I'm doing here is just saying a boot. So, I mean, okay, this is new. She came to the dinner. She was dressed exactly as she'd been at dinner. That's new, right? I think so. Yeah. Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You, young man, need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Don't get so mad at that. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. Is there anything about her clothes? Oh, she gave Phoenix her hood. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Yep, I just remembered that. There you go. I got this. Punk. Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course. That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wahaha! Wahaha! Wait a minute. Objection! Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights-out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, the defendant couldn't have been wearing this very hood. Well. She's standing on the crate. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court, witness, your response, what? Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owns. Then this is quite strange. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness? While I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what contradictory stimulation would be as a sexual thing. Anyway. Finished my bath around 11 and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... Iris was... Oh, Mystic Elise. And with that sword of all things... Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. It said that that she fell... No, it said she was stabbed first, right? I think. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and... I was going to say, it's similar to what he said before. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. There we go. Kind of missed the fool thing. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Let me check the thing. Real quick like.